Today I'm going to show you a drawing lesson on how to draw different pipes and tubes. And we are going to start off with one of these packets. So my students have a practice piece of paper, and we have two packets which are copied from Mark Kistler's different 3D drawing books. They have a pencil and an eraser. We are going to start with the front of our white packet. At the very, very top, we're going to start by practicing foreshortened circles. So an easy way to make foreshortened circles is by putting your finger down and by making a dot on either side of it. So I'm going to put a dot right here, and I'm going to make my dots a little bit bigger and a little bit darker than I would if I was drawing normally, just so that everybody can see them. So I have a dot on each side of my finger. Now when I move my finger, I'm going to go ahead and start making a circle that connects those two dots. And so that circle almost looks like it's been flattened. That's called a foreshortened circle. So we can go ahead and practice making a few of those in different sizes on our paper, because when we're drawing the tubes and pipes today, we're going to need a lot of those. Sometimes it takes me a while and I have to go around several times until I get the shape that I like. And then I can just go and erase any of those lines that I don't want. Or if I have my dots that are a little bit too big, or if people can see those, I can erase that as well. So I'm just going to practice here making a few different sizes of foreshortened circles. What I'm going to do now is turn these into cylinders. So to turn it into a cylinder, I'm going to draw straight down from the sides. Some people like to use rulers when they do this. I'm just going to use my freehand for drawing today. And so I'm just going to go straight down on the sides, same length, and then I'm going to connect with a curved line at the bottom. And I can go and do that to the different foreshortened circles that I made on my paper. So I'll have 3 cylinders here when I'm done. So we're going to use that same skill, and we're going to move down on that same page to this telescope-looking tube. And I'm going to start by lightly drawing that arrow. And the reason I'm drawing the arrow is just because it is going to kind of guide the direction of the pipe or tube that I'm making. And like I said, we're kind of going to mimic the telescope right now. So I'm drawing that lightly, and it's going in that direction. So now the skill that we just did was a foreshortened circle. And this time we want the foreshortened circle to be standing up instead of laying down. So I'm going to put the 2 dots on top and bottom of my finger, and then I will connect them. Now I'm going to add parallel lines from the side of each foreshortened circle, following along with that arrow. And I can make it as long or as short as I need it to be. I'm going to make this one go right about there. They're going to be the same length. I want to make sure that they're going right along with that line in the middle there. Turn my paper and fix that a little bit. Mine were kind of crooked. So now when I'm done making my lines, I'm going to end with a curve line, a contour line. And it goes right along with this same curve line. It curves the same way. So next we're going to be adding this little tiny part right here where we're going to go around the curve line that we just made. So I'm going to go right next to where I ended that line. And it's almost like I'm making a bubble letter. Just making a tiny little curved line a 1/4 inch away. And then to continue that, I will go ahead and make parallel lines that follow my arrow from the edges of that line I just finished. Now I end with a contour or a curved line. And then I can practice that again, adding another bigger curved line around it. Two parallel lines. Curved line. And I can keep doing that until it's the size that I want it to be. And I think I'm just going to do one more. And now I can go ahead and erase this arrow right inside of that tube. Now in this packet that we have, it shows that tube being made into a telescope. So just for fun, since we're doing a practice page, I'm going to show you how to do that. So from one of the middle of the tubes, you can draw straight down 2 vertical lines. And then I'm going to connect those 2 vertical lines with a curved line like a smiley face. Then I'm going to go around with another curved line, and even one more time. They've got 2 little loops in there. And then from there I can make the pegs. I'm going to start at the bottom, or at the top, sorry, and go down. And then the 2 in the back are going to be a little bit shorter. Just drew 2 diagonal lines, and then I stopped with a curved line. And so from there you can make it look like it's sitting anywhere you want to. In that packet it kind of has a little horizon line. It's got a little moon. Planets that you can kind of see around it. You can add little details like that while you wait. When you finish up. The next piece that we're going to draw is going to look like this, so I can either find space on my paper or turn it over to the other side. And I just turned my paper to the side, and I'm going to draw it right over here. So the first step is to start off with a foreshortened circle. So I'm going to do those 2 dots. Create a foreshortened circle, and then from the sides of the foreshortened circle I'm going to draw 2 vertical lines that are parallel. Now what I'm going to be doing is adding sets of parallel lines again, but this time they're going to be horizontal. So I'm going to add 1 set. And then I'll leave like a finger space or a little bit of space. And then add 2 more. And then again I'll leave finger space or a little bit of space, however much room I have. And then another set parallel lines. Make those go just a little bit longer. So now I'm going to move on to the next step, and in between my first set of parallel lines, the horizontal ones, I'm going to draw a little foreshortened circle. And then on the other end, I'm going to draw a contour line that curves like the capital letter D. And I'm going to do that exact same thing to my bottom set of parallel lines. I'm going to skip the ones in the middle because those are going to be opposite. So this is like the letter D. And then there's my little foreshortened circle. And I can see this a little uneven, so I'm just fixing this just a little bit. So this right here, I'm going to put a curved line instead of a foreshortened circle. This curve is going to be like the letter C. And then right in between these two, I'm going to draw a contour, or sorry, a foreshortened circle. I like to do this next step a little bit differently. So what I'm going to do is follow this curve line, which is like the letter D, a capital D, and make another one. But I'm going to have to erase this because that straight line doesn't belong right there anymore. I'm going to erase that and turn it into a curved line. And then I just keep going until I want that line to stop. And I'm going to stop it right here. And then I erase the rest of it. That's how I make that peg stop. I keep that straight line there. So down at the bottom, we're going to have a chance to practice that one more time. I'm going to erase this straight line on the left, little tiny one right here, and I'm turning it into a curved line. I'm going to do a couple other curves. And then this part is everything that I'm erasing. I'm scribbling on it for you right now. That's what I'm going to erase. Go ahead and erase that. And I continue my curve lines. I forgot at the top to continue my curve lines on the other side. Just needed to curve lines in here. This straight line can stay because this is going to try to look like it's on the other side of the tube. It's kind of twisting. So the one in the middle is different because the curves are like the letter C, but I'm still going to erase, and I'm going to erase this line right here where my pencil is. That little tiny line right there I'm going to erase. And I'm going to basically turn it into an uppercase letter C right between the lines. And then I'm going to make a few more of those in between a couple other sets of those lines there. And then when I'm done, I erase all of this right here. And then I continue with those letter C's on the opposite side of that straight line. Now, to give it a little bit more of a 3D shape and to cover up some of those drawing lines from before, you can add in other contour lines. I'm going to do that lightly. So I'd be following the top line, which is this one right here, like a smiley face. So I'm just lightly putting those in, going back and forth. Next, we're going to move on to our Pondering Plumbing Possibilities worksheet. And it actually shows different letters. And then at the bottom shows how you can connect some of those tubes. So I am going to start off with the letter T. Starts with a foreshortened circle standing up.